Good morning, everybody, and thank you very much for coming to the today's Restaurant News Networking Group, March 1st, 2024. We are a group of vendors who are here to help each other grow our businesses and also to help restaurant owners, managers, chefs, bars with any question that they might have. We've got hundreds of years of experience amongst all of our members, and we're happy and eager to help you. So give us a call at 561-620-8888 or go to our website at trnusa.com. If you want to see all of our members listed on our website, it's there under our networking group tab. And check out our YouTube channel at Today's Restaurant. We have over 300 videos, and hit the subscribe button and like. And that's not for us. That's so that people on YouTube will get into the algorithm, and they'll promote our channel. So it's good for everybody. So go to Today's Restaurant on YouTube and subscribe and like. And also, please go to our private Facebook page also, but it's under my name, Howard Appel. You have to friend me first on Facebook to get onto that. I know a lot of people don't go on Facebook from this group, but
sure they do.
We have a new face on the board this morning. I want to introduce Emily Horvath from Deliver That. Is that right?
Yes.
And she's in a very interesting company. And Emily, I'm going to ask you just to introduce yourself, tell us who you are, what you do, and then you'll see what we do. And I'll double back to you in case you want to add anything after you see what everybody else does.
Perfect. Well, thanks for the quick intro. My name's Emily. I'm a sales manager for Deliver That. So been kind of in, I would say, the new space of restaurants and restaurants tech for really the past 4 or 5 years. But what we specialize in is catering, delivery, and setup. So we're a last mile delivery service, just like a DoorDash or an Uber, but we only do catering. So we kind of pride ourselves in a more white glove service, doing the setup, drivers, business casual attire, just kind of a more elevated experience. I know Howard kind of touched on the very beginning. One of our partners is actually PDQ. So Sabrina Jenkins, I know she's been on some of these calls. So really we're just here to help restaurants, deliver their catering orders essentially.
Do you hire the drivers?
Yeah, so they're contracted workers. So yes, we kind of hire all of them. They go through an extensive onboarding process, training resolves, specifically around catering, all of that.
Interesting. It's a different twist.
And what areas is it nationwide, just Florida or what?
Yep, nationwide. So we're pretty much everywhere. Definitely have some pockets that we don't have drivers, but major metros, a lot of suburban areas. We've got about 16,000 drivers across the US right now.
Wow, that's great.
Wow. Do you have an assistant, Emily, or do you do this on your own, or organize this your own?
How large a staff?
Yeah, I'd say we have about 50 core employees overall. So I'm one of 2 on the sales team. It's myself and our director of biz dev. So definitely a growing, smaller company. But I will say in the past 3 years, we've really made a huge splash in the market. So
I think you got a volunteer down there, Stephanie's daughter. She raised her hand. Okay, well, welcome. So. And like I said, I'll double back. So you, I'm going to change it up a little today. I'm going to let Rob and Helen be first today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You want to talk?
Well, actually, Helen.
Okay, hi. My husband and I started Delicious Spoonfuls, which is a nonprofit focused on training and employing people with special needs, including Down syndrome and autism. And we do that with an ice cream cart that we take to different events. And we have our staff with special needs scoop the ice cream, serve the ice cream, and hopefully we'll be doing more products than just that within the next few months. We have events that are in the South Florida area scheduled through June, and we're very excited about it. And July, excuse me, I forgot about those. Okay, we're into July, and we're looking for more events to bring our ice cream to. And we have one for Sunday, and another for Thursday, and another for this, and another for that. So in the last few days, we've been getting several calls, and it's working. So we're very excited.
Right. And
if you're interested, there's an event Wednesday at Liumi, which is near Lyons Road and Linton Boulevard. Sunday, excuse me, Sunday. I'm getting totally overwhelmed. Anyway, so if you can join us, it's great. I sent it out on Facebook and LinkedIn and all those.
And I just want to add, there are about 50 or so in all 50 states in the union.
There are businesses focused on training and employing people with special needs, whether in restaurants or in
or whatever. So we're the only mobile, so to say, flying carpet mobile ice cream parlor in all of Florida that we know of. Many of them are just stationary, but we're mobile. And what we intend to also do is a series of ice cream parlor pop-ups in various locations.
And I plan on speaking with you, Azalea, to see if you have any brilliant suggestions on that.
So I'm happy to say when Helen and Rob first came to us as restaurant, I'll call them restaurateurs, but they're not. They're caterers more. They had nothing. They had an idea, and they utilized all of our members that they could, and they're rolling great now.
Yeah, it's happening.
It's happening. Thank God.
So I'm glad we were able to help.
Thank you.
Not just that, you've been our adoptive mother and father, influenced.
And Terry sees our son all the time at his work.
Right.
Thank you for the nice review on a
Oh, my pleasure. My pleasure.
Appreciate.
All righty. Terry Ark, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
How is everybody on this beautiful Friday? It's starting to warm up a little bit. My name is Terry. I am the owner of Creative Business Impressions. I am the promotional products distributor of the group. I always like to give some ideas of different things that I do. This morning, I'm going to show you something a little bit unusual. One of my vendors actually does different types of sauces and rubs and things like that. And so you can actually pick out a hot sauce or a barbecue rub or something like that and put your logo on it and help to build your brand even more. So I've been doing this for about 20 years. Started my own company in 2018. I have the same availabilities of vendors as the big companies. I just don't have the overhead. So my information is in the chat. My phone number is 561-308-1393.
Okay, thank you. John Bunn, good morning. John, before you start, John, I want to mention that I did send out a form, which I will send out again, attached to the invitation for today's meeting for people to look at and fill out. And
I saw it.
As of this moment, Terry Ark is the only one who sent it back. So I'm going to send it out again separately.
Yes, we had that made by our graphic artist specifically for this show. So that hopefully everyone utilized.
John is heading that project.
John, and you're by the way, so
you've been volunteered.
You're on, John.
Emily, to the group. I hope it works out well for you. My name is John Bunham with the BH Bun Company. As you can see, sometimes around my head here, I got a video going. We manufacture the bun string tying machines. We've been around since 1907. Literally pick an industry, pick a product, we've probably tied it. We've been in the bakery industry since the 1930s. We've been in food, tying pork roast, beef roast since the 50s. Yeah, even Aunt Bee's box in the TV show was tied in our machine. It's very kind of unique thing that you can identify real easy. Today, what we're trying to do is break into the restaurant industry to help secure the delivery foods. Today, well, actually, it was June of 2022. Nearly 80% of the delivery drivers admitted to eating the food they delivered. Stickers don't work. They undo the zipper bags. They get into the food. They eat it. They've been caught on TV through video cameras in restaurants. As far last one I saw was in October. Our machine creates a very unique special knot that cannot be duplicated by hand. It's environment friendly. We've got 100% cotton twines for those that want that kind of material. You can reach me at info@buntyco.com. Our phone number is 1-800-222-BUN. Again, my name is John, and we're here to help. Thank you.
Hey, thank you. Let's go to the dynamic duo, Chris and Kevin.
Oh, we get to go early today, huh?
Yeah, I'm going across the board, left to right.
All right, so we are strategic supply chain partners. We function as an outsourced purchasing department for our clients, and our mission is to lower their cost of product purchasing. We typically save them between 8 and 15% through an ever-growing variety of ways that we're learning how to do that. We've recently worked with a client where we've been going back and forth on negotiating a master distribution agreement for the better part of 6 weeks now. And you guys would just be shocked if you know some of the things that they write into these agreements where they can hide how they're going to jack prices up on you. It's frankly appalling, but we catch that stuff, we negotiate it out, or we simply tell them, y'all really need to go with a different distributor that has a fairer contract. But we save money. We put money back in their pockets, and in the case of companies that are trying to get to a liquidity event, every dollar we save them is worth $5, $6, $7, $8 on their valuation. So we save you a couple $100,000 a year. That's 1.4 million increase to your valuation as a company when you go to sell. So we're excited about what we bring to the table. We got a great referral program. Anybody refers a client to us, you get 10% of everything that we save over the life of our agreement. Typically, they're 36-month deals. We're also 100% contingency based, meaning it doesn't cost anything for us to take a peek under the hood. We are finding, though, that in some cases that is quite a bit of our time. But regardless, it's contingency based. We only make money if we find safe. So again, strategic supply chain partners. All of our contact information will be posted at the end of the meeting. As always, Kevin, anything you'd like to add?
Welcome to the group, Emily. And you can find more about us at www.ssc.partners. So take a look at our website. Got a lot of great information on it. We'd love to help anybody out that you guys can refer to us. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Howard, we need trivia from these guys.
Yeah.
We can't move forward without the trivia.
John's not here today.
Let's go to TRN Terry.
No, not me. Hi, everyone. I'm Terry Appel, and on behalf of this group partner. And what I do is I provide a monthly lead report, unlike anything you would find anywhere in the USA. Our group gets together and they get all from sources from there. We have a report for Florida, from the Panhandle all the way down to Key West, and we have one in Georgia, which covers a bit of Alabama, and we're getting more info from Alabama, so that actually will grow to the size of Georgia. That's all on one report for Georgia. And that report is done in a monthly Excel spreadsheet so that you can sort them any way that you like. The owner's names, phone numbers, email addresses, very important, about where they're at, like lease was just signed or ground was just broken or whatever. That's going to be in there, and what other information. It's 2 stories, if it's an outdoor bar, because a lot of people, whatever you sell, they need everybody in this group. So those reports are invaluable. And I've actually had a gentleman it wasn't yesterday, it was the day before, a big company wanting to buy the last 2 years of reports so that he can email or call to find out who was ready to sell their restaurant because of the economy. So he will wind up with auctions left and right. Anyway, so we do have reports from the last 3 years. If somebody's not happy with their service, time to change. Okay, great. Just wanted y'all to know that that's available as well. I don't know if I've ever said that, but if you want a sample of the report, it's Terry, Terri at USA.com. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Gabby, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Gabby with Worksite PEO. I'm on the road today. So we are a full service PEO. What that means is we'll do your entire HR back office, from payroll taxes, employee health benefits, workers' comp, 401k, and even HR that goes from your standard operating procedures, your employee handbooks, any employee related issues, all the way to even FICA tip tax credit or employee retention tax credit or your workers opportunity tax credit. So we're a one-stop shop. We specialize in the restaurant and hospitality industry simply because we are able to tailor and customize our services to better fit the restaurant needs or our clients' needs, as opposed to having our clients mold to the way that we do business. So we are able to accommodate you in every single way that you may need. Gabby with Worksite PEO, 561-479-7474.
Okay, thank you. Let's go to Azalia.
Hi, guys. My name is Azalia. I am a business broker and commercial realtor. I am pretty good at real estate, not so good at sleep training. So if you hear a screaming baby in the background, I'm working on that. So if you are a restaurant owner and you are looking for a new commercial space, I do commercial real estate. And if you're looking to buy an existing operator out of their lease, you can get it fully equipped with permits, licenses, buying, selling of a restaurant or renting a commercial space. I would love to have a chat with you. So give me a call, 786-457-2796. Thank you, guys.
I spoke to your friend, the auctioneer. I didn't speak to her. We've been emailing back and forth. She wasn't able to come today, but she seemed interested. So hopefully next week.
Yes, and
Thank
I have been her as well. So she wants the closed restaurants, which that would be the list she would want, would be the past 2 years. So I didn't mention that to her, but maybe I did. Yes, I did. So we'll see what happens. And I will call you after. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Stephanie, good morning. And
hi, good morning. This is Anaya. Anaya's been homesick all week and she's starting to feel a lot better, thankfully. She's also ready for the world here with all her gear. So actually, I'm going to use that as a kind of a segue into some of what we do. So Mark and I are Brilliant Computers, and we assist with all things technology, security, right? Keeping yourself safe. When in doubt, reach out. If you get an email, approach a website that you're not sure about, really anything, any questions IT, give us a call. I'm so sorry. My number is, the best number for us is 561-877-1119. You can also visit brilliantcomputers.com to see our full list of services. One of the biggest things we work on is business email hosting and support, as well as managed services. So some things to look into. And my email is Stephanie, Stefanie, at brilliantcomputers.com. I'm talking about what I do for work.
I asked that many times.
That's great.
Okay, John Marinak, good morning.
Good morning. I'm John Marinick with Marinick Food Service Consultants. I design restaurants, and I'm told I should do a little bit more than what I've been saying usually. So this behind me is one of the restaurants that we did in Chile, and they actually have about well, they had about 195 when I stopped working with them a few years ago. I think they sold out to a bigger firm. But we design restaurants and anything that you need designed. We do stadiums, we do packaging facilities and things like that. So if you need something designed, we're the people to call, and we can do it quicker than anybody else. That's for sure, because I've been around too darn long to waste time anymore. So, and one of your trivia facts for you is that Caesar salad came from Tijuana, Mexico, not from Italy, in 1927.
Oh,
Okay, look up the history of it. You'll have a good one with it. Take care. Thank you. 954-817-1183.
Okay, thank you.
Oh,
Did
good.
I miss anybody besides me? And we're gonna go back to Emily. Just in case you forgot something, give us a way we can contact you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll follow up with that, but my phone number is 330-880-6309. You know, if you have any questions or just want to network, would love to touch base with everyone. So thank you. You know, everyone.
Where are you based? Where are
I'm
you?
based in Orlando, Florida. So our company is out of Ohio. So definitely prefer Florida.
So the kind of restaurants you're looking for is somebody who is currently delivering, or
Yeah,
somebody.
so really anyone with a catering delivery space. So, you know, I mentioned we work with PDQ. Some of our other bigger ones are like Tijuana Flats, but you know, mom and pops all the way up to those chains. Just anyone that needs the catering delivery assistance piece.
Yeah, so Helen, if you want to do an event in
But we want to be
Georgia,
there. That's the problem.
Well,
we help with when you don't want to be there, when you don't have the employees to do so. So we're kind of, you know,
Yeah.
really outsourcing.
Mm-hmm.
Emily, I have a
I
client
agree.
that's looking for 6,000 to 9,000 square feet. I just touched base with them this week. They do catering. So
Okay.
I'll connect you with her because they have a good setup going.
Perfect. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll say
Emily-
Florida too is a really good market for us. There's some that, you know, we're in, but I don't feel as confident about. But Florida, like Miami, South Florida, really everywhere in Florida is a good one for us. So definitely.
Yeah, Emily, I'd like to connect as well because I think I have a couple that can work with you.
Perfect. Well, thank you.
okay. I guess it's up to me. I'm Howard Appel. I'm the founder and publisher of Today's Restaurant News. We've been publishing since 1996.
A lot of people.
And we, as I said before, we started a new feature in our publication. Every month we're going to highlight a different city in our centerfold. And this month in our March issue, which has been posted yesterday, we are featuring Nashville. So if you want to see what's going on in Nashville, you want to see one of our members, as I said, Terry's company, specifically Red Cap, which is part of her conglomerate of different companies, is featured. They have an ad there, and there's an article about them. And it's I think it's a real sharp centerfold. So I'm anxious for your feedback when you guys take a look at it. It's at trnusa.com in the centerfold. Somebody earlier asked me, where's the centerfold?
In the middle.
In the middle, right. I was again online in one of the groups that I belong to, and somebody anonymously posted this question, and I thought it was could be an interesting conversation Let me read it to you and then we can discuss it. I'm sure that a lot of us have had this situation, and a lot of restaurateurs have also. So here it goes. I have recently opened a new restaurant 5 months ago. Sales have been increasing month over month, but my head chef is already asking for a salary hike. I am not at break even yet. He is a great, responsible, and talented guy. He does work hard, complains a lot, and had in the past shown a desire to work somewhere else as he was getting a better salary there. I'm in a conundrum. I do want him to stay and work with me, but even if I increase his salary, I'm not sure he won't look for another option. His current salary is already more than what other restaurants are offering to their chefs in our location. Help.
I could make one suggestion.
Yeah.
To make one suggestion that, you know, he's got to get some sort of a commitment from him if he wants to work with him. The other possibility is, instead of giving him an automatic increase in salary, maybe he can give him increments of that
benefits,
salary,
some benefits that might
and work up to it. At least then he's showing that he's trying to contribute. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know.
I say let him go.
Yeah.
What
So,
oh, because no matter what,
letting him go is probably not the best solution.
yes.
Letting him go is probably not going to be the best thing, because he already has ownership, or he knows the restaurant. The issue there is getting to know the employee well, and getting to know what is it that will cause stickiness, and this is what we do. So providing is very tough for a small company to provide stickiness other than with the salary, and it is not always about the money. Is sometimes, like Helen said, having good health benefits, having a good working structure, having a good company culture, having them being able to feel comfortable to come to you and letting them know about an incident or an issue that they're having even employee assistance program that we offer, with somewhere where they can go and call and have a therapy session without having to have anyone from work knowing that they're going through a personal issue. There is so much more than just a salary that will help your employees stay and be loyal. But it all starts with communication. You have to know, each employee is very different. You have to know what is it that they want. What is it that is going to cause them to stay and have loyalty and treat your business as if it was their business, because they will. If you treat them as family, if you get to know them well, and if you get them to cater to their business, essentially, especially a chef, they are the core of a restaurant. Without a good chef, the restaurant will be doomed. So being able to have them and make them feel appreciated, valued, and esteemed will make a world of a difference. And there has been plenty of studies out there that will show that the salary comes in a priority of the employee. Retention is maybe number 5, number 6 is not the top of priority. Benefits is 1 or 2. The number 1 is being culture, where they can feel they can grow, they're able to have work-life balance, and they're able to feel appreciated. Everything else is second.
You're right. I just read an article about that culture. The culture of the company is so important for maintaining employees, especially this Generation X people.
I would like to add.
Go ahead, Terry.
No, I just wanted to add to what Gabby said, because in the reading that you did, Howard, didn't he or she complained, said that this person is complaining a lot.
Right.
So are the complaints legitimate? Can they be fixed? You know, are they reasonable? You know, so again, the communication is important. You know, developing the relationship there. You know, if they're a key person, then, you know, that communication is going to make a huge difference.
And Gabby said something that is, I just want to shine a really bright light on. It's about how that person feels in regards to their importance within their role. And, you know, I've worked plenty of jobs where I know I'm replaceable. They make it obvious that I'm replaceable. And so if I don't do a good job, well, if you don't do a good job, then, you know, and it's easier to complain if, you know, the environment's not that great, or, you know, if I don't feel safe to communicate with them, I might complain to somebody on the floor because I feel like I'm not really getting that individualized attention, or that, again, if I mess up or if I don't show up because I'm sick, that I'm replaceable. You know, the difference is now in the environment that I'm working now, Brilliant Computers is my family. It's a 30-year established business that not only, you know, needs me to continue to operate in the, you know, sense of what people need us, right? And so I have to show up to follow through. But I also know that if I don't show up, that the entire company is going to be directly affected, which is going to directly affect me. Like, I am fully, you know, webbed into this. And that is what these people, especially the chef, needs to understand, that you are a partner in this. If there's something that is, you know, coming up for you right in the hiring stage, especially, and when you do those follow-ups, you know, how is your day going for you? What is happening with the team around you? How do you feel in your workspace? You know, making sure that, again, communication, that person feels comfortable coming to you with those, you know, concerns, and that you ensure them that those concerns are important to you. And then, you know, making changes where you can. Now, obviously, you know, what Gabby said about pay, I've been in a situation where somebody has asked me to pay them for something that they're doing for me, or pay them more. And it's definitely hard to say, well, if you can't, you know, if you can't do the job that you're asking to be paid for already, then how can I justify paying you for it? Or, you know, if you're not, you know, happy, if you're not this, how can I justify paying you more? And that comes down to, again, the communication. This is, if I'm going to be able to provide you with what you need, this is what I need from you as well. Can we meet on that? And again, communication. So
yeah, you have
thanks,
to have
Gabby.
a space. You have to have a space where your employees feel comfortable and coming
Gotta
to
go,
you,
guys.
and
Bye-bye.
that this comes as a leadership,
Let's go.
this leadership style, where if your employees are able to feel comfortable to tell you about their complaints, to tell you what are the issues that they're having, they will, and they will stay, even if the issue hasn't been resolved 100%, but you are showing them that you're implementing or trying to accommodate as much as possible, or even if it's impossible to resolve their issue. But the fact that they are able to have a safe space where they can actually communicate and talk. If there's been complaints, there's probably chatter on the kitchen area, on the kitchen floor. That's already creating a huge lack of culture there. And there, if you fire the chef, guarantee there's you're gonna lose a ton of other employees, because they are gonna see that even if you are one of the most important, or that should be valuable employees in your company, you're not really appreciated. And you, like Stephanie said, you could be replaced at any given time. Who wants to feel that way?
And a good chef is essential to the running of the business. And every, you know, the runners work with the chef, the chef works with everybody in the restaurant. And so it is, hold on, baby. It is really no different than an officer to the company in a sense. And so hold on. Unless that chef is not cooking or not showing up for work, I mean, everything else can be worked on or worked with in order to achieve a mutually beneficial and, and positive environment. I do believe that.
John Marinick, get something?
Hey, I've heard this for about 45 years now, the same exact problems happening, okay? Money is not the motivator, and that's for sure, and it never has been. But what I'm sensing from what I'm hearing is that the owner of the restaurant may not have as much experience as the chef. And so what I'm feeling is that the chef, when you design a restaurant around a chef, you've made your first mistake. If you design your restaurant around your employees, you're making a big mistake. Okay? You have to create a good culture, but at the same time, you can't pay them astronomical amounts of money that they're not worth. And you also have to be able to tell the difference between a chef and a cook. Most people say, oh, I have a chef. You really have a cook. You just don't have the exposure out there to find another cook that's just as good, if not better. My experience on this sounds like there's more of a management issue than there is a chef issue. And when he's threatening like that, he's already gone. He's not going to stick around. So start making your plans right now and make it that he's going to be gone and get somebody else in, because anybody who starts threatening you like that, he's never going to stop.
You're right. A lot of what we're saying is preventative. You're right.
And solve this person needs to solve also the culture issue, because you can replace and bring somebody else in instead of that chef, but the issue is going to remain, and other people are going to leave. I bet money on it, because if the issue has been a cultural issue, is going to happen regardless of who works in there and if what the issues are.
The culture that I think that I see is that when you have weak management, the employees see it and they see right through it. And so they're taking advantage of that loophole. And so you've really got to put an end to that. And then when you're hiring people, and if you're hiring people that are like that, you're creating the wrong culture anyway.
Chris and Kevin, you guys have been on the line. You guys have been in management positions in restaurants. What do you feel about this?
Well, I think everybody's nailed it on the head. My in addition to strategic, I've also got a consulting business, and most of my consulting business revolves around helping companies build organizational culture. And everybody's hitting all the right points. Number one reason people leave a job, and this is statistics, it's proven. Number one reason people leave a job is the way they're treated by their immediate supervisor. It's always management. It's never pay and benefits. There's a small segment of the population that I like to call mercenaries, that they just go for the highest paying job. You need to screen those out on the front end to begin with, because they're always going to be a problem. John Marinick is right on target. There's a difference between a trained chef and somebody, there's a lot of corporate restaurant companies that started calling their quote unquote line cooks chefs. They're not chefs. They just learn how to cook. A chef that can create real dishes is a whole different arena. I think there's a lot of people who are entrepreneurs who have very little management experience, and because they don't have the management experience, they can create, but they don't hire managers to help them run their business effectively. They don't know how to create that culture. They don't know how to engage employees. The statistics on employee engagement are pathetic. Gallup does a survey every year, and it hovers between 30 and 32% employees in the United States of America and worldwide that are engaged in their job. And engagement means they're willing to give discretionary effort. That means 68% of people fall in a category of mildly disengaged, meaning they're going to give you just enough to collect their paycheck to actively disengage, mean they're already looking for another job, to outright belligerent means they're costing you money and stealing from you. 32% is appallingly bad, and it can all be fixed by culture, management. So when you're an entrepreneurial owner without a lot of a management experience, one of the things you need to come up with is, what's the long-term path for somebody like the chef? What's his role? How can he grow? Because that's what people want. They want growth. They want opportunity. You give them that kind of stuff, they're going to be engaged. Okay. If you don't have those conversations on the front end, everybody defaults to money because there's nothing left to talk about. There's a whole list of issues to talk to this individual about, but if he's already been out there telling him I can make more money somewhere else, he already is in it actively disengaged. He's already looking for a job.
So
And
why didn't he go? Is he telling the truth, or does he want to and do a well?
It would be very hard for me to speculate on that. Okay. There's a whole list of reasons why somebody will price shop themselves. Okay. If I can make more money where I'm at by bending you over a barrel and go and get a better salary offer somewhere else, but I don't have to work as hard here, and I can continue to be a fly in the ointment and get away with murder and complain and everything else, why do I want to go work harder for the same money if I can get you to pay me because I'm basically hijacking you or extorting you? There's a whole, but it all starts with treat them right, give them opportunity.
What do you feel about profit sharing for a chef?
Well, for a guy like a chef, I'm thinking, okay, if he's the chef, he's running the kitchen. So what's his connection to the financial performance of the business? He manages his cost of sales. He manages his kitchen labor. Okay. I would incentivize him for profitability, developing a profitable, executable menu that can drive sales. Okay. So that is in effect a form of profit sharing. Profit sharing from a legal standpoint, you get into a whole list of issues with, how you form that or how you structure it. You certainly don't want to, be talking about equity because there's a whole, list of accounting and finance and legal issues that go along with that. But, incentivizing him for performance, better the food cost, the better the labor, the better the quality scores are on like your online, 5-star rating platforms, that sort of stuff. There's a whole list of ways that you can incentivize him to make more money, but you're tying him to the performance of the business.
When I first came into this industry, I came in with a small manufacturing company. We were manufacturing stainless steel kitchen equipment. And when I came in first day, there was no standards. There was no way to know that if I wasn't there and somebody came in and wanted to buy a stainless steel table custom made or an exhaust hood custom made, there was no spec book. And we talked about this several weeks ago when we talked about steps to opening up a restaurant. You'd have to have standards. A small restaurant owner, like I believe this person, I think John mentioned it, that this person who wrote this letter knows less than the chef, and said she's running scared. But if there was a spec book, if there was a recipe book, that if the chef left today, they could hire somebody tomorrow and give them the book so that they could have the recipes.
Howard, you're dead on. Okay. One of the reasons, and this isn't just small restaurants, and it's not just restaurants, it's a lot of business out there, because I've worked in a lot of businesses outside of the restaurant business the last 10 years. You're either beholding when you hear people say, like, he's a pain in the neck, but I can't afford to lose him. It's because you don't have processes and systems.
Right.
When everything, so a recipe book is a process and a system. Okay. If you have everything, how do we do things in our company documented? You're never beholding to an employee that has all that information in their head. And too many companies make that mistake. You standardize processes, you standardize procedures, and then you become like I'm an LSU fan, so I hate to have to say this, but you become like Nick Saban in Alabama football. You just plug in new players and keep on winning championships because it's about process and
Right.
system. It's
Right.
not about the people. And too many companies don't understand that. You have your way of doing things. And when you build that template first, you go hire talent that fits your culture and fits what you're looking for, and it becomes a plug and play kind of a deal. You look at any major, not just college football, you look at any major sport out there, the teams that are perennially, playing for the Super Bowl. It's the system, it's not the people. Build your system. The recipe book's the starting point, but your accounting procedures, your service procedures, all the stuff that we talk about when we talk about forward training in restaurants, it all goes back to that, Howard. The recipe book's not documented well. The training of the service procedures aren't documented well. The bar, the host stand, it's everything you touch. The less documentation you have, the less trainability you have, the less you're going to be able to function long term. Kevin, you want to add anything to that?
No, I think that the person who sent the message in is in really bad trouble. And the trouble that they're experiencing is that they have positioned themselves as the creative person within the organization, and they're relying on people that are not as committed to what they're doing. And now they're able to, leverage the leaving the company and putting that person in a really bad predicament. But I think everybody's points are well taken. Those conversations probably should have been had when they first started the relationship, really explore what the intent of that employee is to the company and what the owner's intent is with that team member and how they can work in a synergetic type of way. Incentives, culture, all the things that were mentioned today, I think are really an important part of those initial conversations in creating the right work environment for everybody within the organization. So they're in a pickle. It sounds like this person is unable to take on the role that this person is occupying now. And they're going to be in really bad shape when this person leaves, and this person probably will leave. And then they're going to be starting over. Interestingly, this morning I was on a call. I'm sorry for being late, but we have a client, and this is the fourth person in a year and a half that has come in and taking on the same role. And so I spent a good hour onboarding this person and what we do in support of that client. But in my head, I'm thinking, how do you lose 4 executives in the same capacity in 18 months?
I think what you said was right on about
something's not right.
Yeah, this person is not prepared to take on the role of a chef, even temporarily. That's where that spec book is most important.
And to Chris's points, processes and procedures are a way to at least ensure that the transition to the next person is going to be somewhat seamless, though, whenever you're dealing with people, just by replacing one person with another doesn't guarantee it's going to be a seamless transition, because you're dealing with different people's personalities and skill level and things of that nature. But that's certainly that foundation's important. But to John's point, I think that person's already gone. That person, whoever the young lady is that sent you that email or message, they need to be actively recruiting somebody, because that person's probably going to leave them regardless of what they do at this point.
Azalea?
And I also wanted to share, if he's saying he's irreplaceable, most chefs it's about them and their ego. Like if he's actually a chef, like John said, but it's them and their ego. So let's let him step up to the plate. Why don't we do a chef's signature dish? Can you perform at that level? And that strokes his ego, like I created that. It gives him a sense of importance, and it also lets him prove to the rest of the team and the restaurant, does he deserve what he's asking for? Does he deserve a higher pay? Can we do an intimate dinner with the chef once a month? That'll give him a sense of importance, but it also puts him up to a level that he needs to perform, because, can you do it? You're asking for all these things, but what level are you performing at? And make them feel important, get him out of the kitchen, put him in front of people to praise him and appreciate him, and then also see if he's really going to perform at that level.
There's an old expression: people rise to the level of their incompetence. So
Well,
This is
the,
true.
the owner,
this owner is right.
well, I see it as a management issue. I really do, because I've seen this 1,000 times, and I can tell you a good manager, when something like this happens, okay, I know owners, and I was at one guy's house, and we were getting ready to go to a place in Manhattan once, and I was living in Long Island. He owned an IHOP, okay? The chef started giving him the same stuff. He told the chef, "Get the heck out of the kitchen," not in those words. And then he and I went behind that line, and we started running that whole place that morning. And then what he did was, by that afternoon, he went ahead and he spoke to one of his assistant cooks. He moved him up, made him feel that importance of it, but yet he sent a signal to everybody: don't mess
Don't be
with me,
held
because I
hostage.
can do all these different positions.
Right. That's great.
Well, just as an aside, years ago, before I got into the food service industry, I was in the garment industry, and I was running a factory. And those big pressing machines that you see in a dry cleaner, they call it a buck. The top comes down. Well, that operator didn't show up for the day, and there was nobody else that could do it. So I took off my tie and my jacket or whatever it was, and I was on the machine for the day. And that not only helped me, but it put me in a different light with the employees, because they knew that I knew what I was doing. Anyway,
I think there's one other thing that we're touching on, but we're not really hitting it. Some people just don't fit the culture of what that restaurant is.
Right.
And while you think you've hired the right person, but you see the signals, but you're hoping that they might adapt and might change a little bit. And then they decide they don't want to change. And that's when they're putting them up and put you up to against the fence, basically. I too, the same thing. I can go from the front door to the back door of my business here, know all the different things and the angles of what has to be done. And having proper procedures and everything is 100%. But I think also in today's environment, they don't get taught well in school. They don't get taught to go that extra mile. It's always me first. And you can't change that in some employees. No matter what you do as management, sometimes that's difficult, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And you have to have a backup plan or a source or something there.
Well, this was a great conversation. I thank you all for your input. Emily, I hope you enjoyed it. We enjoyed having you. Hope you'll be back. And thank you all for coming. We'll see you next week. Next week, as I mentioned, Terry Lena is bringing in somebody from her company to talk about a new innovative product that they have. I think it's important. So I look forward to seeing you all then. And have a great weekend, and let the sauce be with you.